You have made your way here because you have made the amazing decision to teach your child healthy sleep habits. I am so proud of you. I can't wait to see the results that you have and for you to experience a full night of sleep. However, I would love to walk you through some common mistakes that people make when they're sleep training, just to make sure that you avoid them and to help the process be super smooth as you achieve your sleep goals. Hi, my name is Sarah Bazio, and as the lead pediatric sleep expert at Your Zen Baby Sleep, I have had the privilege of helping hundreds of families walk through their sleep training journey and get their children to sleep through the night, take long, delicious naps, and to fall asleep peacefully at bedtime. It's literally a dream, and I'm so excited to help you too. The biggest mistake, the number one mistake that I see when people are sleep training is putting their baby down drowsy but awake. This is a very elusive concept in the world of baby sleep, and drowsy but awake is okay for children up to the age of 4 months old. They don't really have many sleep associations at this point. They do need to be assisted to sleep, and we can kind of fool them to fall asleep slightly in our arms and transfer easily to a bassinet or a crib and to continue the sleep phase. However, once our children reach that 4-month mark and they are ready to sleep train, drowsy but awake can be one of the most detrimental things to success at the beginning of the night. The reason being, you are semi-assisting your child to sleep, and that's providing a really gray area for them. Our children need to learn in very clear methods. They need clear messages, and they need it to be black and white. Imagine if you put your child to sleep kind of drowsy, they're not really aware that they went from your arms to the crib, and they transition their sleep cycles about 1.5 hours to 2 hours into their sleep. What this could result in is excessive crying with more intensity than you would if you put your child down awake at bedtime. Another reason why drowsy but awake just does not work is because when you do make the transfer, what can happen? Your child can wake back up completely, and then you might need to start the whole soothing process over. Inevitably, this means it will take longer for your child to fall asleep. You may actually have more crying than if you would if you just put them down completely awake. And it can cause some frustration because you need to be much more tactful and almost like a ninja, right? I always picture a ninja when people are doing drowsy but awake. It's just really, really hard to nail that concept with a child who does need help with sleep training. So if you haven't guessed it, my first suggestion is to put your child in their bed or their crib completely awake. Completely awake. I want their eyes to be wide open. I want them to be able to look at you, and I want them to be able to fall asleep from an awake state. This is going to be essential for them to practice this skill when they wake up in the middle of the night, and we are doing a sleep training method to help support them as they go back to sleep, as well as at the beginning of their nap times or should they wake up mid-nap. A second common mistake that I see families make when sleep training is continuing to use wake windows above the age of 4 to 6 months. What are wake windows? They're the idea that you are timing your child's sleep based on the amount of time that they've been awake or their sleep pressure. Are they bad? Not really. They're really valuable in the first couple months of life, ages 0 to 4 months. Once we get to 4 to 6 months, our children's circadian rhythms are established. Our bodies are actually going to be telling our brains to fall asleep at a certain time every day. This is when sleep is going to be the most optimal, when we are going to get in the deepest non-REM sleep, and when we will have the best sleep quality throughout our day. In the 4 to 6 month range, your baby might kind of be teetering between wake windows and using biotimes. If you don't know what biotimes are, you gotta go check out my YouTube on biotimes. However, at a certain point, we really need to offer them sleep at the same time every day so their body is adjusted to that. They're gonna know what to expect, they're gonna understand the routine, and we'll capitalize on that really quality sleep phase, not just worrying about the quantity of sleep that we're getting during the daytime. If you're working on sleep training right now and you're still really struggling with naps specifically, the reason could be that you're still using wake windows, and I want you to throw them out the window, and I want you to use bio times. I want you to anchor in their morning wake time, and I want you to go from there with anchored in nap times. This is going to be the biggest solve to your schedule. And also the added benefit is you're not going to be counting every minute of your day, wondering at what time you're going to take your naps. Scheduling your day with other activities will become so much easier, and your baby, toddler, or preschooler will get much better sleep when we are using bio times. The last mistake, and probably the most common, I know that we're talking about 3 common mistakes, but the one that's the most common is inconsistency. Here's the thing, I'm going to lay this out with a little bit of empathy here. I know sleep training is hard. It is not easy. Nobody likes to do it. It's not a fun activity. It might have taken you a long time to get to this place to decide, I really want to sleep train my child, or I need to. I don't have an option but to sleep train my child. And when we make that decision, our children are going to learn best when we are 100% consistent. As you're watching this video, I know that in your head you're saying, well, duh, of course. When I'm consistent, my children are going to respond in a consistent way, and we will see progress towards our results. However, it's really hard to remain consistent when we're dealing with human behavior, right? You're dealing with your child. There's a lot of emotions involved, and there's going to be a lot of second guessing sometimes in your head. Am I doing the right thing? Is this the right next step? Did I make the right decision? Is the crying normal? Is it the schedule? Is it right? Think about that. There's a lot of information in your head that you may be doubting when you are going through the process of sleep training that could result in you unconsciously or unknowingly being inconsistent in the way that you're teaching. My biggest suggestion to maintain consistency is have a plan. Have a plan that's outlined. Make sure you understand expectations for sleep training. Make sure you know what is going to happen on night 1, on night 5, how to manage naps, how to manage early morning wakings, what to do in the middle of the night. All of those things, when armed with a plan, will make the process easier. It's not simple, it's just going to be easier in order to reach your goals and maintain that consistency, because you know exactly what the next step will be. And surprise, surprise, this is exactly what I do individually for families. I create a personalized program for them so that they have all of the information they need to make sleep training successful and a little more manageable than if they were doing it on their own. So whether or not you are using a book, a trusted resource, internet information, or a certified pediatric sleep expert, make sure your plan is there to help keep you accountable and to teach your child in a consistent way. If you're looking for more information on how to work with me individually or through a group program, scroll on down. The link to my website is there, as well as a link to book a call with me. I offer 15-minute complimentary calls where I can learn about your sleep situation and suggest a program that's going to be best for you. And while you're down there, can I ask you a favor? Type in a question, a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this video, and if you're apprehensive about sleep training, why? What can I help you through? I promise I've never had one person come to me after completing my program and say, I really regret doing this. This wasn't bad. Everybody says it's a life-changing decision. You're in the right place if you are thinking about moving forward with sleep training. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for the channel, because then you get instant notifications as soon as I publish new sleep content, which I do on a weekly basis. Like this video, and why? Like, I know so many YouTubers talk about this, but the reason that we do is because then it pushes our information to other people who could benefit from these topics. So other parents who have children who are struggling with sleep. Since it takes a village, I'm so happy that you're part of mine and you're willing to help other parents get their sleep on track as well. As always, from my living room to yours, thank you so much for joining me today, and I can't wait to see you next time.